Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you another way to be more efficient with our coding. So this is using Python and we're using Google Colab. Now, in challenge number 5, we were looking at this program, What's for Dinner? And in this case, it was all about conditional statements. So the problem we found, though, of course, is when you're doing these conditional statements and we have someone putting in an input value and we're basing our output on what they input, you have maybe human error. So one of the common conditions would be, let's say if in this case, people were choosing either chicken, salmon, or pasta for their dinner, we had to account for the fact, well, if they typed it all in lowercase and then here's the output. Now, what we also tried to do is like, well, what if they typed it in with a capital C? And then this would be the output. So it can get a little tedious trying to repeat this process every time because we may have a combination of uppercase and lowercase. I thought this would be an ideal opportunity to show you how a string method would work here. So a lowercase string method. So that sounds very fancy, but this is really just keeping things simple. So this is how it works. So since it's the dinner choice, that's the variable that we're keep gathering that input value for. So that's your chicken, your salmon, and pasta, and so on. I'm going to enter in this situation underneath here. So I'm going to move that down. And for my new line 7, I'm going to have my dinner choice. And it's kind of similar to what we were doing before when we converted our values to strings or integer values. We took our variable and then we just converted it. So kind of similar in that way. All we're going to do is our dinner choice is going to be equal to our dinner choice again, so the same variable. But what we're going to do is add a dot and lowercase, oh, sorry, lower. And then we're going to have this open close bracket. So this is basically turning this on. We're now converting any characters that come in that were typed from the previous line. If they're any uppercase, they're automatically going to be converted to a lowercase. So we're going to test this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be bold here, and I'm going to take out my code for the chicken, the salmon, and for the pasta for in the cases where maybe a capital letter was used at the beginning. Same thing here. Okay, so I should now have it where it's only lowercase, 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 and we're set. So I'm going to run the code, but I'm going to type my response with a capital letter and see if we still get the response that we should have got. All right, so if I click play, run, if I type in the capital C for chicken, in the past, because I had put the code in, it would have worked perfectly. But if I didn't put the code in, and you know what, I'm going to show you. I'm going to just comment this out first. Okay, and I think I have to stop this here. Let's try that again. So I'm going to comment this out, and now I'm going to run the code. And now I'm going to type in chicken with a capital C, and you're going to see what happens. Okay, looks like I will need to choose for us. We will eat at 6 p.m. See you tomorrow, or see you soon. This was supposed to happen if the else statement comes up, which means chicken was not selected, salmon was not selected, pasta was not selected, so anything else typed would go to here. So that means it did not recognize this as a response for chicken, and that's because of the capital C. All right, so let's go back to this. I'm going to uncomment that. Now we have that line of code where it's saying, now you're going to take your variable, so your input for your dinner choice, and we're going to convert all the characters that happen to be uppercase will now be converted to lowercase. So let's run the code. I'm going to put a capital C this time again, and let's see if we get the same response as last time. There you go. Good choice. We will have mashed potatoes and corn with our chicken. And I clearly have a space issue here with there, so let me just fix that really quick. But that could be easily rectified here. Let me just do this to just show you chicken, capital C, and there we go. So it is now converting that capital letter to our lowercase letter. And then now it's being picked up here that, yes, that's been the input value so that we get the appropriate output response. All right, so I hope that this helps you with just cutting down on a lot of code and trying not to think about all the different uppercase, lowercase combinations that the end user could have.